Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to give support to this motion because I believe, Mr. Speaker, this project is a project that has been in the making for a very long time. And as we have promised that we would deliver in seeing that this project is implemented. Mr. Speaker, when I listen to those on the other side, I ask myself, are we serious in this honorable house? And I ask that question, Mr. Speaker, because here it is, we have a government that is delivering on our promises, and we're being criticized. We have a government that's delivering on what we told St. Lucians that we are going to do. We're going to deliver. Here it is. You're being criticized. Mr. Speaker, please allow me, Mr. Speaker, to go back to memory lane. To go back to the many presentations that have been made by those opposite as it pertains to the development of the HIA International Airport. Mr. Speaker, in 2012, 2013, the Honourable Member for Vieux-Fort South, in his budget presentation to this Honourable House, 2012, 2013, the first budget presentation, Mr. Speaker, after the elections, said in this Honourable House, Mr. Speaker, and I quote, Mr. Speaker, and you're speaking to the then Speaker, in our early life, and he's referring when he was in opposition, this government said in its blueprint for growth the following: on assuming office, our government will immediately revisit the issue of the redevelopment of the HIA International Airport and will undertake the following. And he gave a number of areas, according to him, that they would review. And one of them, Mr. Speaker, is review any financing arrangement entered into by the United Workers' Party government. So the question is, Mr. Speaker, you had a right as the new government to review the financing arrangement which you received, which you got. You inherited it to build the airport. In 2012-13, you said you're going to review it. You promised you're going to review it. So now you want to tell us what to do? The people have elected us. We are going to review it. We are saying, Mr. Speaker, how we believe we want to develop this airport. You had the right to do it. You did it. You did it, Mr. Speaker. He did it. Mr. Speaker, he went on in that budget presentation to say that the tax was unconscionable. Not one block has been built underground to justify the tax. Mr. Speaker, he said so. And he also said, Mr. Speaker, he also said that he received in a lockbox almost $17 million US, and that lockbox would stay locked, Mr. Speaker. That's what he said in 2012, 2014. So, Mr. Speaker, as a government, what are you telling us? We are saying now we are reviewing the arrangements. We are not comfortable with it. And you heard the member for Soufrière, for Jacques, saying that even before we came into government, we met with the authority and we said we are not happy with the arrangements that was being proposed. We said so. So if you had a right to do what you did at the time, why you want to tell us what to do? Mr. Speaker, again, talk and more talk and more talk. in 2013-14, Mr. Speaker, he came again in this honorable house to speak about the HIA, page 44. And he said, Mr. Speaker, in that presentation, there will be three critical components. Three critical components, Mr. Speaker, in the restructuring of the airport. Three. The first one, he said at the time, was to build a runway. And he allocated $54 million to rebuild the runway. The second one, he said, Mr. Speaker, was to construct a new terminal at a significantly reduced cost. In 2013, 2014, to construct a new terminal at significantly low cost. And he said, Mr. Speaker, work will proceed immediately to effect construction of FOB and other things. Immediately. You remember, Mr. Speaker, this is $100 million immediately to create jobs. How long it took? Immediately.
Well, with lawyers, immediately.
You know? But, Mr. Speaker, I believe the member opposite, although the members opposite should say, look, here it is that we, after 2.5 years, we have revisited the arrangements, right? And we see the need, Mr. Speaker, for us to go out there and to get the loan to build the airport. Because, Mr. Speaker, we have debated, I remember in the lower house, debating the HIA redevelopment bill, Mr. Speaker, and I spoke to my uneasiness with the provisions that were proposed by the government at the time as it pertains to the HIA International Airport Development Act. And when we look at section, Mr. Speaker, section part 3, fees and charges, we were giving away the assets of St. Lucia. That's what we were doing, Mr. Speaker, giving away the assets of St. Lucia. And to me, it makes more sense, Mr. Speaker, for us to implement the project in a manner that St. Lucians can benefit. And that's what we're doing here today. And you have heard our members who have spoken before me articulate the ways and means by which we shall see St. Lucians benefiting. I remember saying, Mr. Speaker, when we calculated the fees that was being proposed in the private-public partnership, the PPP, the Speaker, it has been proposed by the members opposite. Sorry?
Honorable member for Mako North, your concerns is being dealt with very well. Honorable member for Babonneau, proceed, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Yes, I was saying, Mr. Speaker, I remember when we discussed that act, the HIA International Development Act, Mr. Speaker, we said we were not comfortable with the arrangements in the act. We said so. It's nothing new. We believe, during the time we debate it and we discuss it, that the proposal that was being presented to us, Mr. Speaker, was not in the benefit of St. Lucians. Proposal la gouvernement étoile la lettre gouvernement, parti étoile la lettre gouvernement, porter un cahier pour parler about airport là, partir en faveur St. Lucien. Nous travaillons tout l'argent, nous pour collecter, pour compagnie, pour 40 years. Et puis là, nous calculons combien d'argent that company started ahead. It was almost $900 million over 30 years. That makes sense? Is that good management? Ça pas manière ou ka contrôler business pay here. And we are saying that we believe and we know and we are confident, Mr. Speaker, that we can do it better. And that is why we are here today with the wisdom of our Prime Minister to approach the government and people of Taiwan, and I want to express our appreciation to the government and people of Taiwan for understanding and appreciating the need to give that support, and appreciating the impact that this project is going to have in the South. Et puis ça, yo père, Mr. Speaker, yo là pour 5 ans, yo pas fait. Nous avons commencé, so yo père. Yo père, nous avons fini St. Jude's, nous avons fait vieux fois au bon hôpital. Yo père, nous avons fait airport là. Yo père, nous avons mis DSH en vieux fois. Yo père, nous avons mis port là en vieux fois. So yo père. Yo père. That's the only reason, you know. And that is why they are here defending and getting on, because they're afraid. After all these projects will be implemented and the impact will be realized by the people in the South, they're afraid. And we know why they're afraid. We know. But that will not deter us, Mr. Speaker. And I want to say that those members who are speaking on the opposite should remember their track record. They should remember the promises and commitments they gave to persons in the South as it pertains to developing the South, Mr. Speaker. And I'm sure we will deliver, and we are a cabinet made up of men and women that delivers on the promises that we have made, and I'm looking forward to the commencement of this project, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Honorable members, no one moving to, then I will